Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't even know nothing about this. Y'all don't know nothing about this. But let's bring it.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Today is Monday, October 21st, 2019. That's right, today is Monday, October 21st, 2019. And what's crazy is today is the very first and very last time it will ever be Monday, October 21st, 2019. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Fair enough? Let's make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Listen, I hope that you had an incredible weekend. I had an incredible weekend this weekend. It started off being in North Carolina with the Mills Auto Group. I was with the Mills Auto Group on Thursday and Friday. Friday morning, surprise, I got an opportunity to speak to the general managers of all of their dealerships across the country, and it was an incredible experience overall. That guy, Damien, right there on the top right, is one of the most humble yet brilliant human beings that I've ever met. He's out there doing big things, running an empire with 600 employees that he is feeding into. Then you've got Margot down there on the right, who's just this spirited, incredible soul who comes from humble beginnings. She's got a rocky background and she's turned that into a solid foundation. And then my man Kelly, right there in the middle. Kelly has been Damien's right-hand man for like 15 years and is one of the most brilliant human beings I've ever met. Just mind-wise, he's just incredible. He actually has a daughter that graduated high school a year early. Then she went to college, graduated college a year early. So she's like a college grad, super whatever the whatever they called the bad mama jammas in college. She's actually one of those, graduated at 20 years old, and now she's headed overseas to do some programs and just all kinds of incredible stuff. It's amazing what young people will do when they really get on board, when they really put their minds to it, and when they're surrounded with the right culture. You see, culture matters. These guys have been developing culture in their dealership. They do a great job of it. Also this weekend, I got to spend time with the one and only Sean Hayes, good old Sean Hayes, and a bunch of my boys from the Dan Cummins era, back when I was at Dan Cummins just a little over a year ago. Sean Hayes is on his way to the Carter Myers Automotive Group in Virginia, where he gets to be a part of an amazing dealership group, the most amazing dealership group as far as I'm concerned, the Carter Myers Automotive team. So I'm super excited for him. I'm super proud, and I'm so thankful for Liza and Carter Myers Automotive for giving Sean Hayes an opportunity. Like, it wasn't supposed to happen that way, folks. Sean Hayes was a salesman. He was a salesman just like a year and a half ago. We brought him out to Dan Cummins as a manager. From there, now he's going to be the general manager at a Chevy store in Virginia. I'm super proud of him. So I got to spend time with him this weekend, which was very inspiring for me and just absolutely overall incredible. Then my son had a football game on Saturday. And in Joel's football game on Saturday, he did something really special and really powerful. My son has had an incredible year defensively. He's been getting 10 to 12 tackles per game, just out there killing it. But they put him into the quarterback position on Saturday for one play. And on that one play, my boy threw a pass that was caught and ran in for a touchdown. 40 yards, touchdown! around Bourbon County. You should have seen me running around like crazy on the sidelines. Me and Grandpa and Poppy as Joel threw this pass, and this boy did a ja, and then he did a pow, and then he kind of jumped over ja, and he did a spin, and boom, touchdown. And I was like, that's what's up. That's my boy. That's my boy. So his quarterback rating is like a 137. You have to have like 10 passes to get a perfect quarterback rating. He only had one for one, 40-yard touchdown. My man, Joel Bryant, incredible part of my weekend. Then, yesterday we spent the day doing stuff around the house, and we wrapped it up with this. And that's the way we wrapped up our weekend last night. I should say that's the way my family wrapped up their weekend. I actually spent the rest of last night, preparing my presentation and PowerPoint and all of those things, going through some rehearsals for today. The reason that I am in a suit this morning is as soon as I hop off of this show, I am racing over to the airport to fly down to Tampa, Florida, where I'm going to be speaking at the 2019 Culture Matters event at David Villa's office, which is going to be incredible. Actually, tomorrow's episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind, we're going to shoot from David Villa's studio, the auto dealer live studio tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for that. But what a great way to wrap up the weekend, right? Like with the kids singing and dancing. Savannah's always leading them. She's always teaching them different dance routines, which is phenomenal. I love the culture that we've created in our home. We have created a culture where we dance a lot and we sing a lot, right? That's the culture that we've created. And so it's really interesting as I'm heading out today, right after this, for the Culture Matters. It seems like there's been a theme that's been going on a lot in business. It's also been going on a lot in my life as well, because you see, when I was at church on Sunday, they talked a lot about culture. They talked about our culture today as a society. They talked about the culture of our forefathers, the culture of our elders, what it used to be like, what life used to look like in the past, and how the cultures have changed over time to where today we're in a very interesting place. We're in a very interesting culture where there's debates over very hot topics like abortion and pro-life and pro-choice. There's debates over genders. Is there two genders? Is there more? There's all of these debates. There's debates over whether or not we should be allowed to talk about God and Christianity in school, and division and race and so on and so forth. And so we're in this culture that's turbulent, and they talked about that at church this weekend. And so I'm thinking, like, what does all this mean? All these different discussions about culture and how important it is and all the different signs. And I just think it's really interesting. Like, why is it so important? And ultimately, if it is so important, how do we shape it? How do we shape the culture so that we get the results that we need to get in our lives as individuals so that we can win at this game called life? And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more today. I'll give you some steps on how to shape that culture. My goodness. No wonder. No wonder my wife and I have so many kids. Wow. Sheesh. I clean up nice, don't I? For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show we're going to do a little dancing. We're going to get that body moving. We're going to get that blood flowing. Sarah Ball is going to be over there overseas in the grocery store dancing. People are going to be looking at her like she's crazy. When we okay with that. We're totally okay with that. But this is also the part of the show where I need you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching live or on replay, like seriously, replay viewers, say what's up. I'll go back in. I'll say what's up to you. Fair enough? Good morning, Cindy Conley. What's up, Jeremy Nolan? What's up, John Colton-Bowen? Did I say hit the share button? For some reason, I feel like I missed it. We dance. We say good morning. Oh, yeah. And you need to hit that share button. What's up, Casey Rossiter? Even if you're watching on replay, hit it. What's up, Jennifer Jaskell? Ray Hatcher is up here in the house. CC. What's up, Sandra Benz, Dr. Lolio, John Robertson, Michael Mills. How are you, sir? What's up, Mike Hubbard, Douglas Chitrin, Angela, Venters Keith, Emily Goffler, Faye Giles, Josh. Leanne Lancaster's up in here, Eric Willeroy, Becky Buckholtz, Michael Spurlock, Venters, Janelle Griego, Laura Berman, Whitney Wells, Danny Russ, Don Sankey, Mike Overfell. Man, I love seeing my 800% club members up in here on hashtag Rise and Grind. What's up, Baron Washington, Rhonda Phillips, Wigglesworth? Did I say your name twice? Must have been twice as nice. What's up, Julie Lentini? My man Josh Wilson is back. I love it. I love that he's back. What's up, Brad Smith, Rick Tamburino? We got, is Dana up in here? Dana, I don't see you, but I think you're in here. What's up, Carrie Denise? How you doing? Scott Simons, Nathaniel Banks, Tony Thorstad. Everybody's up in here on hashtag Rise and that's what I'm talking about. I love this thing, man. I love this software. I love this show. I love spending my time with you guys. Listen, if you're tired of the coffee, if you're tired of the energy drinks that make you feel jittery, if you're tired about all those things and you want to make one quick decision before the end of the year, one quick decision to be a little healthier and refocus your mind, then I want you to join me on the 67-day challenge. We're going to do a 67-day Thrive challenge. It's going to start on Friday. Just type the word Thrive in the comments if you want to join me, and my friend Blair will reach out to you, and she will hook you up, and she will teach you everything that you need to know about an alternative to what you've been doing, an alternative to the Red Bulls, an alternative to the Monster energy drinks. You're going to have your energy in a healthy way that's going to be so much stronger for you. And so I want you to join me. 67 days, starts on Friday. Just type the word Thrive in the comments. That's all you have to do. And my friend Blair will reach out to you and she will hook you up. This show is sponsored by Thrive. I believe in Thrive and I want you to join me. It's going to be super, super cool. So I've been reading Simon Sinek has a new book that's out. And this new book, it's called Infinite Games. And it really is talking about different cultures and how different cultures in business are able to capitalize. And I think that this culture thing applies not just to business, right? It applies to business. It applies to family. It applies to so many different areas. Like, for example, why do the Patriots always win, and yet my Raiders get their butt kicked by the Green Bay Packers yesterday? And that's a consistent thing, right? The Patriots win often and always. The Raiders lose often and not always, but very, very often, and have for a long time. Now, let's look at that. They have the same talent pool, right? They're pulling from the best of the best. You've got the best athletes in the world. Both teams have the best athletes in the world. So we've got the same talent pool. They have the same resources, right? Like, they have the same money. They have the same amount of money. They have the same equipment. They have the same nutrition. They have all of that is the same. They're playing the same game, right? They're playing the same game with the same set of rules. And yet the Patriots, whether we like it or not, those guys always freaking win. And the Raiders always stinking lose. What is it, man? What is it? It's culture. It's this word that we throw around all the time called culture. It's the people that we are surrounded by. It's the expectations that we have set. So what are the key elements to a good culture, right? I want to share those with you guys this morning before I go hop on a plane. I'll probably cut this a little bit short today because I don't want to miss my flight. I got to zip over to the airport here shortly. But we throw this word around culture, but what are some of the key elements that you can apply in your family and some key elements you can apply in your business to make sure that your culture is a good culture, one where people thrive? And just so you know, by the way, good culture requires growth. Okay? I want to make sure that everybody understands that. You can have friends, or you can have family, or you can have a business where everybody likes each other. But truly, a really good culture requires growth. See, growth is the key, is the seed of life. Without growth, you're just dying. Right? It's inherent. It's the most important thing. And so there's a couple of key elements that create and make a good culture. And so I just want to run through those real quick, and then I'm going to head out of here, and I'm going to jump on a little plane. I'm going to head down to Tampa, and I'll see you guys there. Fair enough? So first, key element number one, in order to have a good culture, whether it be in your family, whether it be in your business, whatever, the first thing that you have to have is discipline. Discipline is required for a good culture. Discipline is required in your home. If you are not disciplining your children, you are doing them a disservice. Now, I know we've gone through this whole era, and there's this whole thing, and we can't spank our kids, and you're not supposed to do this, and you're not supposed to do that, and so on and so forth. And I'm just here to tell you, if you want to create just crazy, raving heathens that add no value into the world, then fall into that. Just don't discipline them. Let them do whatever they want. Let them sit on the iPads for 20 hours a day. Let them play the video games. Never make them go outside. Go ahead. If you're not interested in creating a growing, thriving, culture-driven human being, then do that. But I'm here to tell you, good culture that allows for growth, it requires discipline. Same thing's true in your business. That's one of the biggest difference between the Patriots and the Raiders. You see, the Patriots have discipline. There's structure. There's routine. They stick to it. They say this is how it's going to be, period. And now I walk into dealerships all over this country where they have good culture, right? Everybody's friends, but they don't have any discipline. You got people that are sitting around underperforming and have been forever, and there's no consequences. In order for you to have a great culture, it requires discipline. Second thing that you need is good leadership. You have to have good leadership, whether it be in your family or in your business. Someone must take the role. There must be a good leader. Well, what does that mean to be a good leader? Well, a good leader is someone who is learning, someone who is developing, someone who is getting better every single day. A good leader is someone who seeks the opportunities to serve. You see, there are a lot of people that call themselves leaders or give themselves the title of the leader, but they're really not interested in serving others. An incredible leader serves others, period. So not only is the leader developing themselves, whether it be learning more about your role as a parent, learning more as your role as the mom, learning more. My wife is constantly learning more as her role as the teacher since she homeschools all of the kids. And so a great leader is learning and developing, but the whole intention behind it is to serve others, to make it about other people, not about yourself. Great culture has discipline. Great culture has leadership. Great culture also has something called inclusion. If you don't know this word, you might want to look it up. Inclusion is where you obviously, if you think about the base root of the word, to include others. Now, some people think, well, I am including others. I let them work for me, or I'm including others by letting people live in my house. And I'm here to tell you that that's half of the battle. The other half is to make them feel truly included. You have to give them the opportunity to serve you. You see, it all comes down to service. You see, my children are included in our house. That means they're included in doing the laundry. That means they're included in cleaning up the living room. That means that they are included in doing other chores around the house. They are an integral part of the family unit. They are included in the decisions that we make. We ask them their choices. When we go to the restaurant and the server comes up and says, "What will your kids have?" we say, "Ask them. They'll tell you what they would like to eat." When I went to the barber with my son the other day, the woman said, "How should I cut your son's hair?" I said, "Ask him. It's his hair. It's his head. He has the opportunity to choose." I include them in the decision making. You need to do the same thing in your business. We've created these businesses with closed walls and closed doors, and we make decisions behind the scenes. We make decisions in secret, and we don't include the most important people to us. The people in the trenches, the people that work for us, the people that are most important. We also do these things and don't include our customers. We don't let them know what the heck is going on. Inclusion is required for good culture. You have discipline, you need leadership, you need inclusion. You also need encouragement. Encouragement is so incredibly important, especially in today's culture. We have developed a culture. Things are different. The millennials are different in a great way. You can get so much out of these incredible millennials if we just encourage them. And our children need encouragement. They need to be encouraged to dream, encouraged to have vision, encouraged to go out there and hurt themselves. My kids go out there and hurt themselves all of the time. We encourage them to stretch the boundaries, to experience life. We are not helicopter parents. Sometimes people freak out when they're at our house because you see little kids running around everywhere. You see Fisher monkeying up the deck. He's climbing up the thing. You see the kids in the trees. You see them all over the place. We encourage them to explore the boundaries of what's safe and what's not. You see, in our businesses, sometimes we're quick to tell everybody what they're doing wrong and show them where they could develop and where they could get better, but we leave out this encouragement part. And it's so incredibly important that you encourage your employees, encourage the people around you, send out an encouraging message. It's part of our morning 5. I know I'm going fast, so I hope you're doing a good job of keeping notes. In order to have a good culture, we must have discipline, we must have leadership, we must have inclusion, we must have encouragement, and we must have clearly defined, fair expectations. Clearly defined, fair expectations. Make sure you throw that word fair in there. Sometimes we're very good at defining what our expectations are. We make it very clear you are required to this, but it's not necessarily fair. See, fair is a situation where everyone wins. Fair is a situation where we have the opportunity to serve and people have an opportunity to serve us. We make sure in our house that we are fair with our guidelines. We are fair with our rules. Last night, for example, my wife was working on a Bible study. I was working on my presentation for today at Culture Matters. We kind of took an hour or two from the kids that we normally would have spent with them. And then it was time for bed, and we wanted them to go to bed, but they had spent that time working on the baby shark routine. So even though it was late, I had stuff to do, and it was past bedtime, what was fair is to let them show us their routines, let them show us what they had worked on. That's what was fair in that situation. We took time from them. We had to do what was fair and give them our time. Same thing's true, not just in our families, but in our businesses and organizations and with all of the people that are around us. We want to make sure that everyone knows what the expectation is up front and make sure that that's a fair expectation. If you are going to require a result from your people, make sure that result is fair. If you are going to expect them to achieve at or perform at a super high level, then you darn well better be performing and achieving at a super high level yourself. And you better darn well give them every single opportunity to be able to reach those expectations. Make it fair. Do what you gotta do. You feel me? Listen, I gotta go. I really do. I'm running late. I'm gonna miss this plane. David Villa's gonna kill me. Last thing you got to understand about building culture is it takes time, man. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to have to do these things over and over and over again every single day. And you're going to run into boundaries. And at times you're going to feel like it's not working. At times you're going to feel like you can't really connect, or your kids are just driving you crazy. Or maybe it's your spouse that you just can't seem to really get in sync with. Or maybe it's an employee, or maybe it's at work, or maybe it's a job. There's so many different areas where culture blends in. And I'm just here to tell you it takes time. Please be patient. You got to work on it every single day. You got to work on the discipline that is required for good culture. You have to work on the leadership that is required for good culture. You got to work on including and making sure the inclusion piece is there, where you're including people in all of the decisions and the things that you do. You have to work on the encouragement. It's something that you got to kind of work on and keep building the layers up. Encourage. And lastly, you got to make sure that you work on over time, clearly defining what those expectations are for you, for your business, and for your family. Listen, I got to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me on this show, man. I absolutely stinking love when you join me right here on hashtag Rise and Grind. And I want you to know something before I let you go. Super, super important. We as a nation have become a bit of a godless culture. There are things that we allow. There are things that we put up with. There are things that do not fall in line with discipline and leadership and inclusion and expectations and encouragement. There are things in our culture that do not fall in line. And with that, I want you to understand and make sure you know that you are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything, made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And you can do that. You're already making good decisions. You're watching hashtag Rise and Grind. You're surrounding yourself with positivity. You're doing all of these things. And I want you to know that those seemingly small, these decisions that you make to impact your culture, the decisions you make to have that discipline and to take responsibility and to allow the time to develop, those decisions that you make, they matter. They matter to your friends, to your family members, to your coworkers. And I got to tell you, you joining me here on this show today and every day, it matters to me. It means the world to me. I absolutely stinking love you for it. So go out there, have an incredible day today. I'll be down in Tampa. I'll see you here tomorrow from the Auto Dealer Live Studios. Wish me luck catching my plane. And most importantly, join me tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again, 5:30 a.m. on hashtag Rise and Grind. See ya. Gotta go. Woo!
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. Hashtag Rise and Grind, hashtag Rise and Grind. First thing on my mind.